Let's take a look at the questions in homework number 406. First is basic exponent rules. So open up your notebook to the section on exponents and notice that there are different operations you can perform. You can add exponents, you can subtract exponents, and you can multiply exponents. Those are the only three things you can do. You never divide exponents. Never. So for us, this technically is a multiplication problem. But we don't want to multiply our 3's, we just want to simplify our exponents. So we have 3 to the 6th times 3, also known as 3 to the 1st. So I have 6 3's over here and 1 3 over there. And when I combine them all together, I have 7 3's. So we keep the base the same and we add the powers together. So the answer here is 3 to the 7th power. For this one, we are raising a power to a power. When you raise a power to a power, you distribute. The base stays the same, the exponents get multiplied. So 6 to the 15th is our answer, 6 to the 15th power. Again, when you multiply like bases, whether you use an x or a dot, you keep the base the same and you add the two powers together. Our powers are 5 and 2, so that gives us 5 to the 7th power. 5 to the 7th power is our final answer. Alright, hopefully you're not having much trouble with these. Let's move on to the next one. Finding angles in transversal problems. Angles are either complementary, supplementary, or vertical, which means equal. In this case, we need to find both the measures of x and y. And these two are what we call alternate interior angles. And alternate interior angles are equal. So I already know that angle y is exactly 49 degrees. I know that because 49 and y are equal. Now for the next part of this question, I know that x is adjacent to 49 or supplementary. So x and 49 would add up to 180 degrees. So you're simply going to subtract 49 from both sides, pick up your calculator, 180 minus 49, and that will be your solution. So type that in here for the x degree. Let's try this one more time. Again, angles can either be equal or they can be supplementary. In this case, these two are supplementary, but I don't know any of the angle measures yet. So I got to find some alternate interior angles. So that makes y 36. So I'm going to write that here, and I'm going to also type it down here. Now I can find the missing angle measure here for my two supplementary angles. X plus y, which I now know is 36, is equal to 180. Pick up my calculator, 180 minus 36, and I get my final answer. Right, this is what I'm doing algebraically. And I believe the answer is 144. 144, so type that in here. That should be enough to get you going with these problems. These two angles here are vertical, and vertical angles are equal. So no math to do there. Just knowledge of the vocabulary. Alright, now take a good look at these. Obtuse, acute. So there's no way that they're equal. However, these two are equal. So I can mark this as 120 and I can mark this angle as 120. And if that is 120, then these two are supplementary, right? So I can use this given angle as a hint for that missing angle. Subtract 120 from both sides, and I get 60. So my missing angle is 60 degrees. Alright, next topic, exterior angles of a triangle. Now these two angles make a straight line. They are supplementary. In addition, this exterior angle is equal to the sum of these two remote interior angles. The two angles it doesn't touch or isn't adjacent to. But we could take a shortcut on this one because 141 is adjacent to the missing angle and that makes them supplementary. So subtract 141 from 180, and you get 39 degrees. So I can type that in here. Next problem. All right. This is an exterior angle. It is 180, but nobody cares about that angle. You could figure that out, but the quickest way to figure out x is to know that these two angles have to add up to 67. So these two angles have to add up to 67. So if I subtract 15 from both sides, I will figure out what x is. 67 minus 15, I get 52. So I'll type that here. So look up that exterior angle rule in your notes if you need some more assistance completing these questions. Next is linear equations with distribution. A little bit of timesing here. 5y plus 5 equals 10. This should be some pretty basic mental math for you, but use a calculator to help you out. Okay, I know I did that one really fast. Well, I guess we have to type y equals 1 or just 1. Oh, say no equal sign, so it just wants the answer. All right, next question. A little bit of distribution here to help your mental math. 4x minus 12 equals 28. Add 12 to both sides. 4x equals 40. Divide by 4. X equals 10. All right, I know I did that pretty quickly, but at this stage, you should be pretty quick with these distribution problems. So I'm going to go to the next topic here. Volume of a cylinder. Volume of a cylinder is pi r squared h. What is the volume in cubic feet with a height of 8 and a diameter of 18? Remember, this wants a radius, not a diameter. So if the diameter is 18, the radius is 9. So I'm going to use my calculator to compute pi times 9 squared times 8. Pi times 9 squared times 8. So 9 squared is 81 times 8 times my pi button. 2035 point, it says round to nearest tenth. So 2035.752. So tenth is here. So that's 2035.8. 2035.8. We're going to type that in here. And we're done. Again, use your formula. Volume equals pi r squared h. It's given the radius, you're given the height, so pi times 10 squared times 8. So that's 100 times 18 times pi. Round to nearest tenth, so I got 56, 54.866. So that's going to round up to 9. 56, 54.9. 56, 54.9. All right, next topic, volume of a cone. All right, cone formula is slightly different. It has a 1/3 in the front. Fill in your same values. And this time, you're going to multiply by 1/3 as well. So we're going to multiply 81 times 24 times pi. All of that's going to be divided by 3. I got a really long decimal, 2035.75. I'm pretty sure the same answer as last time. So that's 2035.8. 2035.8. So pause the video, use your calculator, check to make sure that, oh, wait a second. It says solve in terms of pi. So, scratch that. I'm just going to do 9 squared times 24. So I've got 1/3 times pi times 1944. Now I do need to times this by 1/3. So the pi stays, but the 648 is my new coefficient. So I'm going to type the number first, 648, and I'll put the pi at the end. There we go. Let's see how we did. Yay! I almost got it wrong because I didn't read the directions. All right, this one does say to round. Okay. So 1/3 times pi times radius squared times height. So let's see. 7 squared times 16 times pi. Oh, I think I pressed the wrong button. I got 821.002. 821.0. Round to nearest tenth. 821.0. Please let this be right. Yeah. Okay, next question. Association, scatter plots. These are pretty simple. We haven't done them in a while, but these points are scattered all over the place. So I'm going to say that has, I don't know if you can see it here, that has no association, because as the plotted values of x increase, the y values show no pattern. So it has no correlation. Let's do that again. Ooh, these kind of are going upwards. So I'm going to say that has a positive, I'm going with linear, because it's sort of straight, right? But it doesn't have any outliers. It doesn't have any points that are way away from the others. So I'm going with positive linear, because as x increases, y increases. Let's do another one here. Ooh, this is the same as last time, but look at that little yellow dot down here. That is called an outlier. So this is positive linear, but it has one outlier. And I'm saying that because they generally increase as you move down the x. As x increases, y increases. One more time. Ooh, that's a pattern, but it kind of goes down and then it goes up. It goes down and then it goes up. So I'm going to say that it shows a non-linear. I wouldn't say there's no pattern. I just think it's not a straight pattern. So this scatter plot shows a non-linear correlation because as x increases, it follows a non-linear pattern. All right, I think you guys are getting the hang of it. This one is generally, I think, getting lower. So that's a negative, ooh, it has an outlier though. Negative linear with one outlier because the y values decrease. All right, back to the list. Last one, Pythagorean Theorem, right? A squared plus b squared equals c squared. Go find your legs, the two that touch the 90 degree, then you label your hypotenuse. Put the values in the right place, and if you're missing a value, leave it as a letter. So perform the powers, and then subtract the value, and then square root both sides. So we're going to say the square root of 21, which is 4.582. So we're going to go with 4.6. So 4.6. Let's see what we get. Yay! One more time. Label your A, B, and C. Remember, A and B are the sides that touch the 90 degree box. The hypotenuse is on the other side. So 1 squared plus 3 squared equals c squared, or 1 plus 9 equals c squared, or 10 equals c squared, and square root both sides. Use your calculator. The square root of 10 is 3.162. And notice that the square and the square root cancel. 3.162, I'm going to say 3.2. I'm going to round that to nearest tenth. 3.2. Okay. That's it. Good luck.